Hey guys, Think Makes Plays here, and today I'm going to show you my Jinx Draven deck. I've been playing it in Master. It climbed me up like 200 or so LP, and it's really cool because the buffs to discard cards like Sump Dredgers and Giant Urchin makes this all possible. But let's go into the deck. I've been playing a lot of this deck, and originally I made it like a traditional aggressive deck where I played like 9 of the 1-drops, like played Precious Pets, Saboteur, Draven's Biggest Fan, Urchin. I messed around with like all those, and I made it where it had like Arena Battlecaster with House Spider. Give other Valiant allies +1/+0. There's versions that run Brothers Bonds, and you just try and make like a really wide board, which means like play more attackers and they have blockers. So they can't block everything. You have to hit the Nexus, and you can drop a crowd favorite. There's even like Suit Up could be cool with like Flame Chompers and the Jury Rigs, but I found this version to be the most consistent, and it runs out of steam the least because the aggro deck I just explained. This is still an aggro deck, don't get me wrong, but it loses anything that traditionally beats aggro. But this deck actually is more well-rounded, and like it will win things that aggro would win, but it also can also win games that like a regular aggro deck would run out of steam. But this one is more rounded, and you generate a lot of cards off Arena Bookie. Like the other version didn't run Arena Bookie. You can run Augment Experimenter and like aggro to like refuel, but this card just gives you so much advantage. It's actually a lot better than I thought it would be. It gives you a lot of advantage to work with. So like the whole time, like you're playing this aggressive strategy, you just keep generating more cards, and they like can't deal with it. And even if they can, you still have so much more to do instead of kind of just like doing everything and then hoping they can't answer it. But let's get into the deck. 3 Draven's Biggest Fan. It's a 1-drop, so that's great. And for like a deck that wants to put on early pressure, but it puts Draven top of your deck if you don't have him. That's really good because Draven's insanely good in this deck, and I'll explain why when we get there. But in short, this is good enough to justify playing it because we want Draven that bad, but it's also a 1-drop. 3 Jury Rig, when cast or discard, so I'm going to scrap Scuttler, so you usually discard this with the discard cards and get a free unit, and then you want to buff it with like Visions and stuff like that, even just to attack for 1 damage or just have a blocker. A lot of things this format have 1 defense, so you can just like when they attack, you can burst speed, activate this, and then or you can rummage, discard it, and then you can block with it and get decent trades with things that have 1 defense like Iceball Archer and stuff. But 3 rummage, discard 2, draw 2. If you exactly one other card in your hand, discard 1 to draw 1. It's one of the best cards in the deck. Activates all your discard cards like the Jury Rig, the Flame Chopper, some discard Summon Me. The card's amazing. And Vision. When cast or discarded, grant all allies +1/+0. So it activates all those, but it also makes it extremely easy to have an empty hand for Jinx, because if you have this and 2 other cards with Jinx in the field, you just activate it, discard both, and then she levels up right away. Very good. A lot of great ways to generate advantage with this card. So next one, this card is buffed. You just say to play me, discard 1, and then last breath, so when it died, draw 1, but now it's just you play it, and then right when you play it, you also discard and draw 1 on the summon. So this card's amazing because it's just a 1-drop that gives you a free draw to mold your hand. Like even if you don't discard like a Jury Rig or you can just originally make the 3/1, but usually when discard like Jury Rig or Flame Choppers, depending on your hand, you can Division too. Then if you don't have those cards, you get to mold your hand. Like if, let's say you have like 2 rummages, or like you have Draven Biggest Fan, like Draven or something, you can like discard it and mold the hand the way you want. Like maybe it's 2 spells in your hand, 2 unit heavy, maybe you're digging for something, so it draws your card, get it through your deck quicker. Really versatile card. It's pretty amazing. But usually you just want to open it with Jury Rig or Flame Chompers and start off like by having like more creatures than them like really early. So I started to read a bookie. At first I didn't run this because I was running a more aggressive version, and I was like, well, it's a 2-drop that you don't really want to attack with, so how would it be in like an aggro deck if you just want to play a 2-drop and you don't even attack with it? I guess this deck's like, it is still aggressive, but it's a bit more of the mid-range in a way, where you generate a lot of advantage by Arena Bookie discards the Jury Rig and the Flame Choppers when you mold your hand to make them discard them. So you get a free, not only do you get a free card, you draw an extra card, so you get a whole free card, but you also get the effect from the discarded card. So it's like, you just get free things, like just get a free effect and like a free draw. But you can also, more importantly, discard Draven's Axes. When he's summoned or strike, create an axe in hand, just a 0 cost to play 1, discard 1. So when it's you have Bookie and you have this, it's cost 0, it's the lowest cost card in your deck, and Bookie says discard your lowest cost card, draw 1. You just get these free X's and you just discard them, and then you draw 1. You can also use a Rummage, but we'll get to Draven in a second. But yeah, this card generates crazy advantage. They don't clear them like right away. Like you're able to just keep drawing and moving through your deck, and you just keep getting more Flame Chompers and more Jury Rigs and going wider and playing free creatures. And you can block everything. Like people can't like really attack you that much because you're just constantly putting out these like blockers and like kind of like moving things around the way you want. And then it's very good. Okay, Flame Chompers. All right, this card's amazing. All right, so a few reasons why. One, has 2 defense. That's big because if you play this, you can give it an axe, or like you can use Vision, and then you can challenge something with 1 defense and kill it. Or this is just for the attack, I guess. Just challenging. I kind of went out of order here. I guess I'll say first, you just take it and you give it 1 attack point, or you can kill anything with 1 defense. Then it trades 1/1. So having 2 defense lets you block a lot of 1/1, especially like other decks that run jury rigs and stuff, like the spiders. You can just like block those and it's fine, like Omen Hawk and stuff. The biggest thing though is that if you have like a really strong opening, like let's say Giant Urchin to Flame Chompers, and then you play like a House Spiders and a Draven, when you attack on 3, you can just take away their blocker, like one of their blockers. So then they're forced to be in a situation where they have to like either take a lot of damage because they lost one of their blockers, or they have to block with something they didn't want to block with. Like you can pretty much manipulate how the combat's going to go and do a lot of damage or get really good trades. Even like late game, like if you have like multiples of these down, like let's say you have some in hand like late game and you just like discard them, you can get rid of like huge threats. Like let's say they have like I'll just say like a Garen and like or like a Vladimir, yeah, anything that's like, you know, like a decently high statted unit. Let's say like a Captain Farron even. You can play a wide board, and then normally things, and they'd have like maybe another blocker or whatever, or 2, but normally things that would just like be able to block your board super easily, you can just take it away. Or like if they have a Lifesteal Grading Guardian, you can just take it away at the very end. So you kill them before like you can try and get the Nexus to 0 before that combat even happens with the Flame Chompers. So it's really good for just getting manipulating combat. This card's great. House Spider, you get 2 units for 1 unit. Really good for blocking. It's really just versatile card this format that you can use these to trade. It's actually even really good against our deck. That you can trade the 2/2s with it. These are 2 defense with this, 1 defense with this, and if you get 2 trades for 1 card, it's amazing. But it also works really well with Vision. When cast or discarded, grant always +1/+0. You play like a House Spider as a Chomper. Let's say you Urchin into like Flame Chompers, then you play House Spider. It's already 4 units on the field. And then, so your next turn, you play Draven. I mean, now you have 5 units on the field with a versatile axe that can buff things depending on how they block, and they probably might only have, like, in their deck, like, 1, 2, or 3 units, but, like, you're still up, like, 2 to 3 units. Really good. All right, 2 Mystic Shot. So I run 2 because you need, how do I put it? You need cards to draw into to finish them off sometimes. Like, it's a versatile card, just you can do it on their creatures too, but it's mostly that, like, you have people get excited, but you want to have a more reliable like way to ping out damage as like a final shot. Like a lot of times you have a little of Jinx, or you'll be drawing a bunch off booking and stuff, and like you're putting a lot of pressure, and it leaves them around like 5 health or around like 7 health or like even like 2 health or whatever. And then you can just draw, and then you can draw into like the Mystic Shots and the Get Exciteds and finish them off. Like this deck will have turns with the Flame Chomper where you just, again, you attack really, really wide. They can't block everything. You take their blockers away. Even you can Vision, if you have it, to discard for free. And then let's say you just get like a chip out, right, like 8 damage. They're at 12. You just get a few more attacks in, and then you can just easily finish a Mist Shot, Get Excited. But you want to run, I don't think you run 3. I don't even know what I cut for 3. But it just wants to be like a 2 of that you like. You don't really want to see it that early. You don't even see either of these early. Like these aren't spells you use on creatures. You want to use these to like finish their Nexus off like near like the end of the game after you've done a lot of pressure, or like mid-late game, along with Jinx's like Rocket to do a lot of the damage. So yeah. Next we have Draven. This is like one of the best cards in the deck. So right when he's played already, he gives you a card to discard. And most importantly, this card is not only a card to discard, it's a card that also discards. So to play, discard 1. So you can either discard it with the Rummages or the Bookie and get free draws and free value, like the Urchin, the Sump Dredgers, or you use it to discard the Vision. So it's like the most versatile card in the deck. And like, it sounds so simple to just get something +1/+0s around, but that's usually like can easily be a +1 for a free card, because let's say you play like a Jury Rig and you get a Draven, and then they go attack and they hit something with 2 defense. If you use an axe to buff it, you probably discarded the Jury Rig, and this is free, so you just got like basically you kill a creature for free essentially with both of them put together. It's very good, and this is a good chance spell because when you're in battle, you can strike something and then you get another axe. You can use an axe on Draven, and then when you're attacking, if they block something, you can use Draven's Whirlwind, and then he attacks once from the Whirlwind battle, with the axe, and then he attacks normally from the attack you're already doing, the normal attack, and he levels up in like one battle phase, I guess. And yeah, this card's amazing. On play, he gets an axe. When he strikes, he gets an axe, and he's quick attacks. They're probably gonna either let it go so they take 3 damage, or they use a blocker. Then, like, so you already have 2 axes, like, just from like the first turn you play him, and you attack him with him. You're attacking on 3. Then if you ever like are to block with him later when you have like Jinx and stuff, and you just like want to protect Jinx, you like have to block to like stay alive or just get trades. He gets an axe when he blocks too, so it's like you're just constantly getting free stuff, and then when you just discard it with Bookie to draw a free card, Urchin to draw a free card, Judges draw a free card. It's so good. Like you want to be drawing into like these late game cards to finish off with the missed shots and get excited. And like you can even just like if you draw a free card and it's a missing shot, it's and you're playing with 2 defense, it's a free kill. You just get a kill free card. So yes, this card's amazing. He's also pretty easy to level up again with the thing I said, and just in general like puts on a lot of pressure, and you can just get 2 axes over time anyway. But yeah, we get excited. This is usually to finish off the Nexus. You can use it on creatures because you do get the free discards all the time with the axes and like the discard effects. It does activate the discard effects as well, so you can like use it to proc vision. Like a lot of times I'll attack with like a super wide board, like 5 units, and they only have like 3 to block. Attack with everything, and then you have a vision hand. You gig side their Nexus and use vision, and then like it just buffs everything. Nexus takes 3. They take a bunch of damage, and it's like game. But like you want to draw into these like later. These aren't cards you want to like start with. They're not really meant to be like, oh, I open a mythic shot, I'll save it for like their creature early game, and I'll use this trades. Like it's not like an Ezreal deck or anything, but you can have the versatility to do that too, which is cool. All right, 3 Stump Dredger. So this card used to cost 2 and said to play me discard 1, but they changed it to 3 now and said to play me discard 1 and then draw 1. Change everything because now it's just another 3 drop. It's like Urchin, bigger stats, but it's pretty cool because like on 3 you can just like play this, discarding a Jury Rig, and you just get to replenish by drawing a card. But it's also like 4 attack plus 1 attack, and then if you discard a Flame Chomper, you can like Stump Dredger, discard a Flame Chomper, hook their guy away, and you attack directly for 4 damage. He's just honestly pretty big stats. 4/3 is not bad for a 3 drop. It's like that's actually really good, and you draw a card, so it's pretty great. Pretty good. Like even if you don't discard the card that has the discard effect, you still get the motor hand, but very versatile with this deck. With vision, he's 5 attack, so that's like a 5/3. Like if they can't block him again, depending on what happens, it's just good. Vision, yeah, you want to get usually max value of this. Like you can discard the Urchin turn 1 if like your hand, like you want to discard it because like it depends on your hand. If you have a hand that has like it's kind of bricky-ish, or you just want to like you already have your discard cards. Actually, it doesn't make sense. It's mostly used with wide boards. You want to have like as many units as possible, and then play it, and then they all get +1. You can use it on defense. You can use it on offense during combat trades. Offense put big damage. Defense to push combat trades. Even on offense, if they don't know like you have this, like they'll try and block like in good value for them, and you play vision, and then something's that your guys wish would have died, and they assumed wouldn't have traded. They trade, and it makes all your Flame Chompers have 1 attack. It makes Jury Rig have 1 attack, so they trade. But the big thing is that you have the axe with Draven, and later in the game you have like Flame Chompers. You can use the axe, discarding vision, buff all your guys, and then give someone else 1 attack. So actually the Flame Chomper could do 2 damage to something, or like you just make it so like you'll trade well, but your whole field on top of that gets like +1 attack. It's all free. Because you don't actually pay 3. You usually don't ever really pay this cost. You just discard it and get it for free. So this card, insane value. Like you can find a lot of value out of just simple the Jury Rig, the Flame Chompers, and the Vision by getting good trades, or just going for really crazy damage. All right, 3 Jinx. It's one of the best cards in the deck. 4 quick attack, so it kind of depending on what they have, and if you know the matchup and like what the deck contains, you can get swings in. But most of the time, you want to just level her up. It's really easy with all the discarding. She actually draw 2 extra cards, so like she makes it so when you run low on cards, you can just keep refueling your hand. Her champ spell is more get excited, so you can like easily push damage to Nexus. Like after you do like a big attack again, like say you get like 8 damage swing. You have like essentially like 5 or whatever get excited in your deck, and like mystic shots to finish them off. And then her rocket is once she's leveled up, if she's not like she's still in the field, which will happen a good amount of time. Then this just is so easy to discard your whole hand, and then just get a rocket just for the Nexus, 1 to all enemies. This is pretty big because again, usually you get a turn where you at least chip away like 6 or 8 damage, and then it's just from the rest of there you just have to finish them off with the rockets and stuff. And then last card, I'll make the Experimenter, discard your hand, draw 3, deal 3 to enemy. So this isn't a Nexus, this is like units. but this instant first thing is this instant level of Jinx. He plays on 4. He plays on 6. It levels up Jinx instantly, so it empties your whole hand. So you just get to level up. This card's amazing because you get to kill a card, but on top of that, you have to refill your hand. So like, let's say your hand is like a lot of times before you place, you'll expend your whole hand. So I'll have turns where I have like Get Excited, like let's say like a House Spider, and like Experimenter. You can like Get Excited, or you can like play the Spider, or both, depending on what else you have, and then play Experimenter, and you basically discard nothing, and you just like draw 3. It's just a good card. It's so good. It activates all your discard effects. You really, without it, you run out of team so easily. I try with 3 of this, and I have like different versions of Mythic Shop. I think 2 of this, just for like, because you don't need it to like run out, to keep up with. I think 2 of this, just you want to have like 1 a game. Like you run out of steam, it's like a card you just like you can see to refuel, but you want to like use it also to draw into like the Mystic Shots and the Get Excited. It's a really good deck. I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay, but let's get into it. We're playing against rank 1 NA. I think it might be rank 2 right now, or rank 3, I'm not even sure. But it's Ash Sejuani, which I believe the best deck in the game, so this will be, he's also my friend, yeah. So this will be probably like the only same time. So this will be a good match. If we win, it'll showcase this deck can compete with the best deck in the game. I think this is pretty much widely agreed best deck in the game right now. Yeah. It might say away the whole format, I don't know. I mean, I have faith in innovation, but it's very good, very solid. Give him the Omen Hawk. That's really good, obviously. I think we just go to the Jerry Rig, because we're okay to trade the Jerry Rig with him. But I didn't want him to attack, and then like we block with the Flame Chop, lose a health. Or the Urchin. You should just pass, because we're going to attack with both, and he can block this. He's scheming something. Maybe messaging me on Discord or something. Alright, I'll hear myself and check Discord. But I am trying to record this game. Okay, he didn't say anything. Play House Spider here. Because I Far Church, it's not even a big deal. Entry. Honestly. The thing right here is like, we can't just never attack. Because we don't attack him, we're losing 2 damage, but he's gonna trade like this, like, either way. Like, he's not gonna attack either. The longer the game goes on, the more it favors him, so that trade is going to happen, as much as we want it to be, like, with these, or like that with, like, other cards. But here we have Draven. Very good. Seems he's missing a 3-drop, which is great. A lot of them only run Trappers, the 3-drops, some run Tavern Keepers, would be good. I think he's bluffing Calling Strike. Like, he knows I can Deuce to respond, but like I honestly generally believe he's trying to bluff right there by doing that quick little thing. This is entertaining because again, it's like a high rank gameplay. He has been rank 1 for most of the season, and if not, he's right now. Then he's like top 3, top 5. Hand's a bit weird, but we do have Augmented Experimenter to refuel it. So this pressure's enough. Okay, Babbling's fine. We want to hook this here. It's gonna die, but let's get the 4 damage in. Otherwise, he blocked this. And then, do we want to use the axe here? We probably do. We probably want to get as much damage as we can get. Honestly, like I assume we're gonna do this with our hands very soon. So let's just play like this. We're gonna use Get Excited next turn, I believe, on his next. Try and get more damage next to us, getting like lethal range, or a creature depending what he does. And then we'll play Augmented Experimenter to the next turn with floor hand. So we want to get the 1 damage ping there.
All the world on 1 arrow.
So I think first things first, we actually are just gonna play this, because he can't really attack here without like some kind of protection. We have multiple. Let's block with Draven. And try and trade here, because he's gonna have to use a spell to protect it here, and then again we can respond accordingly. But if he doesn't, I'm cool with this trade either way. So let's see what happens. Could be Brittle Steel, Iron Elixir. We don't want to do this right away because we're fine with trading. But B, you could just have Brittle Steel. So if we use this, he would just freeze our guy, and then we'd lose the Draven's Whirlwind, and we'd lose the Draven. I'm not sure. It's either Iron Elixir. I mean, it could be Fury, but I think it's more likely to be Brittle Steel or Iron Elixir. Obvious too. He probably has Iron and Brittle Steel, right? Calling Strike. Okay, it's actually really good then for this trade.
Come out and play.
We might actually wait a second on this. We should go for an up attack, get some damage, and get excited. I don't know if his Red runs Tavern Keeper or not. I wouldn't put it past him, but I'm just not sure. The question is, do we develop here? Let's see what we draw. We can develop a few times, but he can play Sejuani, but I don't think it matters if he plays Sejuani.
It's Draven time.
Let's see what he does. Because we're reading 2 more attackers than he is blocker, so even if he plays Sejuani, it's fine. That's 100% fine. So we can block both of these. He'll take 2, puts him at 6. If we do an axe, then an axe, it puts him at 5, 4. Do we discard Experimenter and go all out? Just this once. So yeah, we attack with everything. Let's think about it again. Goes to 6. We can put him at 5 and then 4. Pretty low. I don't think that we discard Experimenter for that though. That's everything we got. This is a really good draw here.
Stand and defend.
Oh. We can just do it this way, where he's at 3, and it's more convenient for us by a long shot. This is 2 ends by itself. That was pretty smart, actually. The only thing that could have stopped that is if he had like another Brittle Steel. So let's hope he doesn't have Tavern Keeper, because that's burst speed heal. We can't do anything about that. Let's
Faster
Tavern
than
Keeper
my
for a second.
arrow? I think not.
Well, we have to do this here. Well, we're definitely going to use Experimenter. We're not playing Draven, so we might as well discard this and keep the axe in case we for some reason want to use it. Alright, so 20 against best deck in the game, against a rank 1 player, either currently rank 1 or if not, compared to 5. Like, he's one of the best players, debatably, in the world. This is all subjective, but playing with the best deck in the game, so that's pretty good. So we're playing Karma Ezreal here, and in this matchup, in general, I think we just want to keep the House Spider to put the pressure on them. A lot of times I don't keep it. I really like Bookie, and I've learned that with this deck, you don't have to open, like, it's not like it is an aggro deck, but you don't need to have the extreme pressure in the beginning. So as long as you have like enough to set up the discards engine going, then you're good. So let's start with us. We do cards to discards. That's good. We have the Rummage to discard them, and then we have Jerry's Biggest Fan, which is amazing here too. So we'll just attack for 1. We hope he doesn't have Eye of the Dragon next turn. Card's really, really good, especially against this deck where it's trying to. It doesn't really have the late game. It's trying to beat them through damage. If he doesn't have it, that's good. Probably like Mystic Shot or something, like a Thermodynamic Beam. Gonna pass. Okay. I wouldn't be too surprised if he did something and then Thermo Beam this. Like, he knows we're doing Draven. You could also have Concussive Palm or something here, but either way is fine. We have a lot of options here. We drew Bookie to start getting a lot of advantage. Concussive Palm, it's fine. Okay. Let's attack with everything. We can use Vision and Spinning Axe accordingly. Since we're gonna use Vision either way to trade, we might as well go for damage. So let's discard and put the axe on this one because he has 2 mana. So if you have like another card, it's not like doesn't like Blade's Edge. It's not Noxus. So like he probably used Mystic Shot. So we put on this, he could get Mixed Shot, and we lose a 2/2 instead of a 2/1. So we have him at 11 on turn 3. Okay, he did have the Thermo Beam and the Palm. It's a decent hand, but we still put a lot of pressure on. This is gonna be really good here. I don't exactly know how it works. I think I may have noticed it's. Sounds weird, but it discards the one close to the right, or maybe every time I've done it, it's discarded the one that did like the discard effect. But I know you do like an axe, and if you have like Vision and like Flame Chomper, or like Vision and Jury Rig, whatever one's close to the left is the one that it activates first. If you use Rummage to discard both, so this is really good here. We can potentially just Rummage this to set up for a really, really good open attack by pulling out a Defender. I think we have to put on the damage, but I want both these cards, but I guess I shouldn't be too greedy. Let's keep the Mystic Shot to go for big damage, even though I do think Bookie's really good. So here, let's hook this and attack with everything. And I expect like a Static Shock or something to kill the 3/1 and the 1/1. Well, Bionia, interesting. So it puts him at 3. Almost lethal. We do have the option to do this. We'll get to kill this, save a flame chomper. We get a second axe. It's pretty good. We'll do this real quick. So unless you guys health potted than I, we have him in the get excited range. Pretty good game so far. Hey, let's just develop and dig a turn earlier to see what we get for our next turn. Dig one spell mana. We just want to dig to get excited, really. Another missed shot.
The world's a big place. Let's see all of it.
Okay. Ezreal can only do so much here. Let's just keep playing units. He only has 3 mana. We just have to get in. We just have to do 1 more damage and we have to lethal. Depending on what he has, of course, but
Can't stop me.
it should be good. It's probably gonna go. Oh, yeah, okay, that's pretty smart.
Charge.
Alright, well, he has 1 mana. We're just gonna keep developing. I almost want to keep this to. I feel like here, no matter like, okay, with 1 mana, he's not gonna be able to stop all these attacks. If they have anything that can do any damage, this is gonna be the final attack. Like, this turn right here is gonna be the final part of the game. This is a 100% game. There's nothing you do to stop all this. It's way too much.
Obstacle. Meet gauntlet.
Like, absolutely no way. So, yeah, we win. He's probably gonna surrender before we see the spells. Oh, well, even still, I think he's gonna realize he can't and then surrender. That's my guess. Oh, wait, seems like he's going for something. Okay. All right. Cool. All right, that was the first game. Pretty good. Pretty straightforward. That's how we want games to go. He even Hathor being palm. That's pretty decent against our deck. We still opened really well.